How to write. You know, I had a really good creative writing class. I've been really lucky in getting really talented teachers. I came from one of the worst high schools in the world ever. Actually, that's true. Uh, it's verifiable. Kansas City Inner Public Schools. But since then, I really struggled in college, and I really worked hard, and I was really blessed to get some really good, talented teachers. And one creative writing teacher I had put a brick on her desk, just a plain, everyday brick, construction brick, for building a wall. And she said, "Write about this." And my goodness, the next class, there were so many great stories about that brick. Not that it was a brick that did anything, but that the clay that made up that brick came from, a site that was the scene of some fantastic drama. That brick had once been a part of a magnificent structure that had later gotten destroyed. That the brick had been picked up by somebody and used as a doorstop when in actuality fantastic events had happened next to this brick. Just on and on and on. Really inspiring, that somebody could just take basically a rock, in their yard and inspire stories with it. And that really opened up my mind, okay? So, practice makes perfect. You have to write in order to get good at writing. It's the same as running. You can't just run a marathon. You have to train for it. You can't just get up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to become a pole vaulter." You have to learn these things. You can't just ride a bicycle. You can't just drive a scooter. These kinds of things take practice. They're skills, and you develop them. So you have to write, and you have to practice writing, and it gets better as you go. Being around kids is really helpful for writing, I think. I've got a 5-year-old and almost a 3-year-old now, and it's just inspiring being around them because they create so much around them. It's just amazing. They'll see a worm, and oh, where's the worm going? Oh, he's going back home. He's been to the store. They create all these little narratives, these little stories, these little worlds in their heads. It's just fascinating. So they can be a great source of inspiration. Just seeing how they see the world, if you can do that. But here's an important point, okay? A friend of mine, he's a musician, a talented musician, and he's got a great idea for a play. And he was talking to me the other day. I almost said called me up, but actually we were talking on Facebook Messenger. So he was asking my advice about how to do it, how to write out this play. And the thing is the analogy I gave him was like a video game. Try to imagine there's 100 zombies coming at you in this video game. And if you have all 100 zombies coming at you in this video game, you're doomed. You can't cope with it. But usually in the video game, they're going to funnel them through obstacles, and you can create situations where only a few zombies come at you at a time. And that's how you can wipe out 100 zombies. It's just one at a time. So that's how you can write a story. So whenever I write a story, okay, I'm getting ready to publish my 4th book. I don't write the whole book. I write an outline that's maybe 1 page about the rough ideas. And then I'll begin writing maybe 15 to 30 pages tops. And that's just plowing through it, just like you're gonna mow the yard and the grass is too tall, and you just keep going, just don't stop, just go through it. It's gonna be messy, it's not gonna look nice, but just do it, okay? And then you can bring the mower around and you can pick up a lot of the tall grass with the rake, and you can clean it up, and then you can go through with the mower again and it'll look nice. And that's exactly the same thing with writing, okay? You plow through it, you get a dozen pages, maybe 15 pages, and get some of the dialogue down, get some of the characters down, get some of the plot down, and then read through that, and then just break it up, okay? And say, okay, well, this page is going to have to be a whole chapter. And these 3 pages, that's pretty good. I'm going to leave that. But you know what? There needs to be a transition between this and this, so I'm going to write out some notes on this page here. I need to do this and this and this. And where did this car come from? You know, this car is going to have a whole story of itself. So, you know, you can interject a whole chapter in the middle of a book in order to make things more clear, because some character is going to pop up later on. There's all kinds of things that you can do to beautify it later, okay? But the important thing is you get down a basic outline, a basic one-page outline of what your story is that you want to tell. And then you begin to hash it out. You begin to take form, give it form. Maybe with a dozen pages, maybe up to 30. When I was in graduate school, we used to write like 25-page papers, 30-page papers. And so for a long time, my brain was locked in 30 pages. So that's where the 30-page outline comes from. And then from that, you write the book. You just slowly write the book. And I don't find it useful to refer to notes. I don't find it useful to write down notes and then to have those notes sitting there next to the computer and slowly print out the book. If I do it that way, it's going to be painfully slow. What I like to do is write down notes, write down outlines, and then just basically toss those away in a file somewhere, in a drawer somewhere. So you don't forget the story. You can go back to it. You can reread that if you've forgotten points about it. But when you write it. Just make up your mind, I'm going to write 5,000 words, or maybe 2,000 words today. And then just write. And then think, you know what? I've got an idea for that second chapter. And then that night, write down 2,000 words, you know? And it's so easy. If you just write 3 pages a day, in less than 4 months, you're going to have 300 pages. Okay, so just a little bit at a time, and you break it up like that, and you can do it. You can really write a lot by just doing a little bit at a time. Okay, try to imagine termites, little guys, you know, but they can bring down a whole house. They can collapse a whole bridge, just a little bit at a time, over time, like rainwater slowly carving a cave out of a mountain, okay? And that's the way you do it. Just stick to it a little bit at a time, and you can do it. It's really not that difficult. And then when you finish what you think is a pretty good story, you need to hire somebody who's an editor to polish it up for you and proofread it and help you. That really helps. It helps me. Well, I hope that helps. Take care. Have a good day.